we're picking up right after Kermit and Curtis's father has passed away due to a sickness, and Syra has been basically, she kind of poo-pooed the whole thing because she wanted, a frog-sized end table, but unfortunately you guys wouldn't let her have that. So she decided to go back to the castle and work on some personal projects for a little while until you guys get back from your little excursion. Uhtred is still with you, however, and seeing as how there's a funeral being held, well, I'm afraid that Uhtred is going to have to perform the eulogy.
Uhtred leans over to somebody who's close to him, like, who died?
It's my dad, you fucking asshole.
Oh, right.
He forgot him just like Mom did.
Everyone, we are gathered here today to honor the passing to the next life of, He leans back over to what was his name again?
I lean over. Marco the Wise.
Marcus Phoenix.
Shut the fuck up.
His last name is the Wise?
Marco the assassin leans in and says, his name was Jeremiah Swiftfoot.
Oh shit, that's what it was.
Right. We are gathered here
I was
today
just gonna start crying.
to honor the passing into the kingdom of the Basum Ra of Jeremy Swiftfeet.
Good old Jeremy.
I know many of you were great friends of his, but do not mourn, for today he is rewarded with lots of titties and ass in the kingdom of the Basum Ra, smoking copious amounts of marijuana and cannabis and mushrooms and all the good things
Can't
that little
forget the
children
Perk 30.
are not old enough to enjoy. Oh, and then for the frog people, ribbit, 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 ribbit,
What'd you say about my mama?
ribbit.
Everybody else is just willing to accept that. So the body was cremated, and there is an urn that is going to be lowered into the assassin kind of mausoleum. It's a stone structure out behind where the assassin temple itself is, outside the walls. And they take off a stone from the top of this grid, they lower down the urn into it, and then they put a stone along with a marker marking who is in that particular square on top of it. And this is where all of the former prominent assassins of the order have been entombed. And as this has happened, so you guys have listened to Uhtred's sort of eulogy. They have some chairs and stuff out there. So Cham, I want you to roll me, call it a search check. Kane, I'll have you roll as well, because Uhtred's up at the pulpit.
I hope I passed that one.
Yes, you did. Kane can roll just for lols. Kane, not quite. All right, so
He's too busy crying.
yeah, no, he's just blubbering to himself. So Cham, as you sit down, you feel a piece of paper under your ass as you're sitting back down on the chair, something that wasn't there before.
See it assigned?
The seat was not assigned. You guys are just kind of in the front.
I kind of move my ass up a little bit so I can grab the paper.
You grab the paper and look at it for a second. It appears to be a folded note. And as you open it up, you look at it and it reads, after the ceremony, Curtis and Kermit go to the lower courtyard to meet the author of this note.
I'm going to look around. Can I do a spot check?
Yes, you can do a spot check. What specifically are you looking for?
See if there's anyone that's like looking at us. Make sure that we have the note.
You don't notice that anybody there appears to be making any kind of eye contact with you or looking at you, and they don't appear to be inducing any body language that they're really paying attention to what you're doing. It's possible maybe the person that put it there, because the eulogy was, even though the little blurb we had was not very long, the eulogy itself was probably about, 10 to 15 minutes of actual time, mostly just Uhtred drolling on about donations. Regardless, in that amount of time, you were standing, and then when you sat back down. So if somebody could have put it there before, and then they've since left.
All right, I'm just going to keep it a little hush-hush for now.
So after they've lowered the vase down, or the urn down into the tomb and placed the stone, Rocket does his little ashes to ashes, dust to dust thing for Basum Ra, and the other assassins begin going back inside the temple for the reception and finger sandwiches.
You should make the official Basum Ra dance, the Gangnam style.
Kane, you do the Gangnam style on your father's grave.
As is tradition.
I guess I'm going to join my brother.
So you guys do the Gangnam style on the tomb, as is tradition for the Assassin Order. And also, by the way, since you guys will eventually be running the Assassin Order, assuming you survive the campaign, you can implement that officially if you would like. It's kind of just like a loose custom amongst the frog assassins. So after everything's said and done, Cham, do you want to inform Uhtred and Kermit about your little discovery?
Ribbit.
I want both of you to roll intelligence to see if you can interpret anything that he's saying. That's a 14.
Fuck you.
That is also a... Alright, so you both rolled 14s. Alright, so you can get that it seems that he's holding a piece of paper in his hand as he's saying this, so based on that observation, you assume it has something to do with whatever is on said paper.
I'm gonna start making my way down town, walking fast-paced, fast and homebound.
Okay, so you're just going to walk off. You don't really tell them anything. They just seem to know that you have an important paper, at least to you, and you're going somewhere with it. Are you guys going to follow him?
I'm gonna look over at Rocco's character and I'm gonna be like, did he just have a fucking stroke?
I think so.
You should probably go make sure he doesn't bite his tongue off.
Oh, you should put your thumb in his mouth. That'll keep him from doing it.
So, Cham, as you're walking down to the lower courtyard, Uhtred and Kermit are following behind you. And as you enter into the courtyard, you see that on the top of, like, the cathedral and, like, the temple area, there's gargoyles that are statues that are hanging there. One of them appears to have come loose, and it appears that it's crushed somebody.
Shit, they made gushers without us.
I guess I'm gonna look.
I'll have everybody roll a search check to see if you can find anything on him that might give you some identification of who he is, but the front part of him and his head appear to be pretty much crushed completely. Cham and Kane, you guys both locate what appears to be a hastily written note, similar to the one that Cham received before. And Cham, if you look closely at it, you can see that the penmanship looks to be very similar. So this appears to be the man that wrote you the note. And the note that he's holding simply says, "Your father's death was no accident." It looks like he tried to write something after that, but that may have been when the gargoyle hit him.
Well, gang, looks like we got a mystery on our hands.
And at the same time, Uhtred, you simply find 30 gold on him, which you will take as a tithe to the church, since he no longer requires it. So as you guys are kind of looking at this, the other assassin, the assistant master assassin, Marco, comes down and sees what's happened, and he kind of looks, he's like, "My God, he's been crushed to death."
Detective on the case?
God, I didn't miss you. All right, let me take a look and see who this... Oh, I recognize the boots. That would be a man named Talon.
Important?
Well, he wasn't a slouch, but he wasn't anybody that was too high up in the rankings either.
Oh, average
Listen.
guy.
Average Talon. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear he'll be climbing the ladder at all anytime soon.
I don't think he's gonna need those boots anymore either. I'm gonna go take the boots off.
They're human boots and you're a frog man.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, you remove his boots. Are you going to now try and wear them?
Yeah.
Alright, by wearing the boots, you have reduced your movement speed by 10 feet per turn, so you can do that as a temporary as long as you're wearing those.
The sacrifice is to look good.
You are literally just... It's like a little kid who puts on, like, galoshes. That's what it looks like.
I'm just gonna look at my brother like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
You're just mad because I look good.
He's going to get calluses on his feet wearing them like that.
Do frogs get calluses? This is not information I'm aware of.
Well, you're certainly going to find out wearing them boots like that.
I'm not a podiatrist.
I'm not a fan of everyone being jealous of my new style. I
Okay,
think you're
look,
personally
but-
attacking me, and I'm in an emotional state right now.
Did you find anything with the body?
Not me.
I'm gonna look at the letter. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna slightly put it into my coat. I'm gonna
Okay.
use sleight of hand for it too.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for his perception, or his spot skill to see if he notices that. He gets a +5 to it. Okay, that's a +5, so it's only a 13. So yeah, he does not notice you slide that letter inside of your armor. You don't tell him that you find anything. It appears that this may just be a horrible accident to him. Something that maybe they need to go take a look at tomorrow and make sure that all the other gargoyles are safely secured to the roof.
I'm gonna take off the boots and put them away.
You take off the boots and put them in your bag.
And I'm gonna go up to the guy who was just talking about Talon. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
So you hop up on the gargoyle and put your hand on his shoulder.
Osha's not gonna be happy.
Osha is out on an assassin mission in the Empire right now. She's not around.
I know. She's just not gonna be happy.
Were they involved?
I don't know. I just saw them a lot.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Oh well, I'll give it to the secretary to take care of.
We're gonna go figure out some stuff.
You do that, I'll have somebody come down here and clean this up. God, this is always so grisly. It never comes off the stone either. It takes like 4 or 5 times.
Might want to invest in some rails.
I have to order from Spellweaver some of those magical sponges that clean everything.
Watch out for those Spellweaver weirdos.
Yeah, I know. The last time we ordered them, somebody found out that apparently they remove body hair as well. And make you sterile.
They could have its uses.
Well, we didn't throw them out. They're in the basement.
Okay.
Every sperm is sacred, lads.
It's not mine.
Yeah, you're right. You're frog people. We don't want
Yeah.
you reproducing.
Don't let me blast some tadpoles your way, buddy.
Face palming like, God damn it, why do we gotta be related?
You're the weird one here.
I'm gonna slowly lift up my head like, what?
Now that you guys have some information that apparently you know what this guy's name was, as well as that he seemed to have information that would point to your father's death being foul play.
I'm gonna have the other guys huddle up on me like, I found this letter. Right now, everyone's suspicious.
So why don't we just kill everyone?
What's the letter say? Everyone knows you can't read.
I thank God somebody said it because I can't read either.
I'm gonna look at him like, God, fucking morons. I relay to them what the fucking thing says.
Yeah, okay, you relay verbally what the letter says, so Uhtred and Kermit are now on the same page as you as to what appears to be happening.
Oh, do we have any leads? I already didn't like that one guy. I'm fine if we just get rid of him.
Well, if you would like to make some kind of a deduction, I can have you roll. You and Cham rolled pretty high. So you're able to gather the idea that this was an assassin who was from this temple. He was here, and every assassin that is there regularly has some form of a quarters or a room. So Talon probably had a room inside of the temple. You just need to find it, and maybe there might be some more clues there as to what he was doing.
This place got like a front desk, reception, check-in area?
Well, you guys know the layout of it because you train both of Uhtred doesn't, but Kermit and Curtis do because they both trained here. You know where the quarters are, and you also know that most of the time the names of whoever is in those quarters is put next to the doors. They're shifted, obviously, when people are shifted in or out.
I'll head that way.
All right, and Kane and Raka, are you guys both going to follow him? Kane, you also know where you're going. Raka, you're just following.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Doesn't that mean technically we have a room too?
No, because you've been... Basically what happened is you guys have been gone from there for a good while. Probably about 5 to 10 years while you were in the Nexus on the court. It was kind of a peace thing that the Calgarian government did with the Nexus government where they kind of lent out some people. And you just happened to be 2 of the better prospects. Also, your dad wanted you out of the house.
Relatable.
You guys make your way to the quarters for the various assassins. And everything's in alphabetical order, so it's not that difficult to find Talon's room. Now, you do find the door is locked.
We have a guy with lock-picking skills.
Yeah, me.
Well, get to work, Sherlock.
All right, that's enough. So you're able to crack the lock on the door pretty easily, and you enter into the room. So all of you can roll search checks to see what you find.
I'm gonna leave it at the Kermit like, at least one of us has a brain. And we'll just walk away.
Yeah, you got the smarts, I got the looks.
Well, Kane rolled the highest, then Cham and Uhtred rolled very low. So, Raka, I'm going to say you walk in the room and you find an end table. You really like the end table. You think it would go very good in your quarters back at Delnor Castle. So you're gonna keep the end table and just, send that away. So then Cham and Kane. So Cham, you find that it looks like there's some papers that are sort of strewn about the room. They're notes on various... It looks like he was doing some kind of research on poisons. There's a word, a specific plant word that keeps coming up in some of those. It's called duskweed.
Duskweed. I'm gonna roll an intelligence check to see if I know what that is. I definitely don't. Ugh, thank God I'm pretty.
Cham, you also do not. Uhtred, you have also an intelligence check.
Oh my God!
Okay, all right. So apparently Uhtred knows what it is. What happens is Uhtred seems to that when you say duskweed, something clicks in Uhtred's mind, and he remembers back to a moment when he was working for an herbalist, trying to do learning medicine and certain things like that, things that would help him as a paladin. During that time, he was introduced to a very rare plant. It was called duskweed. It grows in certain parts of the fire sand wastes. It doesn't grow up north. It's the reason why you two really don't know a whole lot about it, because it's not something that you were really trained with for the most part. But Uhtred also knows that if you mix it improperly or if you do certain things to it, you can make a poison that mimics the effects of pneumonia. So it's a plant that's not common to these parts, but it does exactly mimic pneumonia, with the only difference being that the subject develops open sores inside of their nose. It winds up causing a lot of nosebleeds, a lot more than what would normally be associated with something like pneumonia, which is the only real sign of it outside because the symptoms are basically equivalent. The other thing is that you have to ingest it in relatively small but consistent amounts in order to get that effect.
Well, lads, I think we got our motive.
That's what Cham found. Kane, you found a book with a strap around it.
Oh, I'm totally gonna read this.
You open it up and it appears to be a diary that Talon had been keeping. He had it hidden underneath his mattress. There are several entries dating back probably about a month. One of the more recent ones says, I've had my suspicions for a while now, but today confirmed it. The Grand Assassin symptoms almost exactly matched that of duskweed poisoning. It took me hours to find the entry in the compendium of toxicity. The poison exactly mimics pneumonia. Given in several small doses, there's but a single discrepancy. The victim developed small red sores in their nose, leading to nosebleeds. I went through the rubbish from the Grand Assassin's chambers and found many rags soaked with snot and blood. I now have a way to find this snake. I just hope he doesn't find me first.
That helped, but it didn't. Somebody take this. I don't know how to read.
The smarter one of you takes the thing that has to be read and then relays that to the others so that they know exactly what you found. So you found that he apparently had pinned down the poison that was used, or at least the poison he believes was used. But the question still remains, where did he get the plant from, since it's not common for this part of the world? And also, who is it?
Well, if it's gotta be fed in small dosages, somebody would have to be close.
That's a reasonable assumption.
Who would always be near fun?
Right-hand men. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like having a few right-handed men near me, you know what I'm saying?
Priest would just slap him.
All right, you smack him in the back of the head after that to hopefully maybe gain some intelligence into whatever's left in that empty skull of his. The other thing is, if you want to try and make some kind of an inference on maybe some leads that you could take, it seems like you have...
We should see if we can find anybody who this fellow was close to. Might get some more information. People he talks to. People can never keep secrets.
Alright, lads, you two go ask around. See who Talon might have interacted with. I'm gonna keep an eye on Marcus.
Alright. Tell me if Marcus Phoenix Brothers dies, so let's go.
Alright, so Kane and Uhtred are going to go off and do their own investigation while Cham is going to shadow Marco. So if that's going to be the case, I'm going to go with Kane and Uhtred first, and then Cham, I'm going to go with you shadowing around Marco. So Kane and Uhtred, so you're trying to find people that Talon may have known.
What hallucinogens you got in that bag there?
What you say to me, boy?
What type of fun time stuff you got in that bag there?
Oh, this bag? Well, I've got something perfect for you, mate. Let me reach up in here for you. He rummages in his bag a minute and pulls out a Bible and hands it to him.
What the fuck?
Uhtred hands Cade the Bible. Cade, do you accept said Bible?
I don't know how to read, mate.
Look, mate. And he opens up. It's even got pictures.
Yo, he's got pictures.
It does indeed have pictures. Very poorly drawn pictures.
Hand drawn by Uhtred himself.
I'll give it a look, but I promise nothing.
Please make it where it's just fucking stick figures.
Uhtred basically has the OG Bible. He has the original one that's like full of all the spelling errors and shit. And then he just hands that shit off to the scribes after they're back from their little pilgrimage, and they write the good one.
All right, mate. I'll give this book a gander. I don't promise nothing, but in return, you got to give me some of that nose candy.
Nose candy? Are you talking about cocaine?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you just say that? And he pulls out a brick and then just bops him in the face with it.
Kane, if you're going to inhale, roll Constitution. Okay, all right, that's a 12. So you're not knocked out, but as the brick of cocaine it hits you in the face, and there's like a poof, and then after a second, it kind of just falls off your face and onto the ground, and your face is just covered in white powder. It is in your eyes, it is in your nose, it is in your mouth, and it is all over your very permeable skin. So you are taking in all that cocaine directly to your face, and you are wired right now. You are ready to go get information from anything and everything that you can find. I want you to roll a d20 to see how informative the next thing you're going to try and rough up is.
That's not a good.
That's
I'm
a
about
3.
to fight a trash can, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a plant pot.
Tell me what I want to know, you motherfucker.
The plant pot stays silent.
Where are the other drugs going?
The plant pot continues to stay silent.
Martha.
Uhtred, what are you going to do while he's having an argument with a plant pot?
I'm gonna pray for his soul.
Roll me a... Roll it as a will save. Okay, dirty
Modified
20.
20? Yeah.
Dirty 20, so... Kane, the cocaine will not last forever, but while that's going on and Uhtred is praying for your immortal frog soul, we're going to go to Cham. So Cham, are you going to openly shadow Marco, or are you going to just be in the shadows and that type of shit?
You know who I am.
All right, so you're going to find a place to hide. So you know where Marco is. Marco is still kind of trying to get that courtyard cleaned up for right now. So you can shadow him. There are places you can hide in the courtyard. You can hide up on the actual temple itself in the shadows. There's things in the courtyard you can hide behind, like big flower pots and things like that. Wherever you choose, you will hide.
That's my hide check.
So that's a 42. So do you want to hide on the ground or above?
I'll hide on the ground so I can keep an ear, like listen.
All right, I'm going to say that you're going to sneak behind a statue, and it's a statue that's almost right up against the wall in the courtyard, so there's enough room for you to squeeze in, and it's going to be pretty hard for anybody to see you as long as you're, just kind of peering over it, which is what you're doing. So you're going to be able to stay in there. I want you to roll a listen check if you can hear what he's talking about. What you can see is that it appears that he's working with several of the other assassins to try and lift the gargoyle off of Talon's corpse. That's a 12. All right, so most of the you're not getting everything. You're not getting it fluently, but you're getting words here and there. Most of it is Marco simply ordering people around to get the stone off of the corpse so they can clean it up, and then also asking if they have any cobblestone left to repair the damage to the ground. So it looks like he's doing that for right now. So we're going to go back to Kane and Raka because Kane has finally come down off of his cocaine-fueled rage, and he has realized that he is not going to get any information out of this flower pot. Uhtred also has finished his prayers. So you guys are now relatively sober and conscious again. Do you want to try that again?
It's a dead lead. We're gonna have to go somewhere else. Well, come on, mate.
I'm coming.
Kane, how's about this? I'm going to have you roll a gather information check to see exactly if you can discern any leads that you can pursue at the moment. All right, 17. There is a couple of leads that it seems like you can pursue. Cham is pursuing one, which is Marco. That's one that you're kind of questioning a little bit. But the other one is there's another master assassin who is a master of poisons, and he actually grows all the plants and teaches the classes in order to create the regular poisons that you guys use. His name is Master Lurden. And you also know where his greenhouse is.
Well, it's a start. Let's go.
All right, so you guys are going to travel to the greenhouse. Cham, at the same time, you're watching as the gargoyle is finally lifted off of Talon's body. And you see that as they're dragging it away, there's really not much left of the top end. And also he has bare feet now because Kane stole his shoes. I'm going to have you roll another listen check for me. It's 24, that's good. All right, so this time what you hear is a lot more fluent because he's not turned directly away from you. He's turned a little bit to the side so you can hear him better. And basically what he's kind of doing is he's mumbling to himself, and you can make it out, and it sounds kind of like this. Oh, God. He was acting strange the last few weeks. I wonder what was wrong with him. It seems maybe he sensed an omen. He did say he went to a gypsy the last time he was out, but that's not anything abnormal. Oh, God. 2 funerals in a week. All right, drag him away. I'll cremate this one, too. And check his quarters. Make sure this was still an accident.
Still an accident.
I'm going to also have you roll a spot check for me. Now that the gargoyle is off the ground and it's been pulled off of the body, you can see the front of it a lot better. And you can see that it looks like there's a hole drilled in the nose of it. It's through the side, almost like if there was supposed to be a nose ring there. Most of the people probably wouldn't notice it, but you've spent enough time on top of that building with all of your jumping and everything that you know those gargoyles very well, and that's something that you're not familiar with. That's something that looks like it's been added.
Am I alone, or is he still there?
He's leaving the courtyard right now as you're noticing this. If you allow him to leave, you will be alone.
I'll allow him to leave.
After everything's off and they've taken away the body, he kind of leaves the courtyard. I guess they're going to have some people come by later and try and clean and take out the bricks and stuff. But really the only thing that's there right now is the gargoyle, which is still stained with blood, and the crater that is in the courtyard.
I'm gonna take a look at the gargoyle.
You look closer and you see that the hole that's drilled through the gargoyle's nose appears to have been done relatively recently. It still has some dust around it, even from where the stone was drilled through. Do you also touch it?
Sure, I'll touch it.
As you touch it, you feel that there's an object there that you can't see, but you can feel it. It's a ring that's going through the nose. And as you touch the ring, you also feel that there's some kind of a rope attached to it. There's some kind of a spell over it or something like that that's making it invisible to the eye. But you can feel that there is something that's coming off of that. And it's a piece of rope about 20 feet long.
I'll start pulling the rope.
You pull the rope, and the end of the rope is attached to the ring that's through the gargoyle's nose. The other end is just an end.
Am I able to break the nose to free up the ring? I got a chisel. I'll chisel it around.
Yeah, if you want to chisel the nose to do that, go give me just a simple dexterity check. It shouldn't take too much. You start to chisel it, and you immediately realize, why the fuck are you being dainty with this anyway? You just take out the Darksaber and cut its nose off.
All right.
So you have the nose plus the invisible ring and rope, and the gargoyle needs a new face.
I'm going to go invisible. I'm going to try to find Uhtred and them.
So I'm going to go back to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say they're arriving at the greenhouse right after you've kind of made your way out of the courtyard. Sham, I'm going to roll I want you to roll just a straight D20 to see just how quickly you find them. All right, on average. So I think they're going to get to the greenhouse and be able to talk to him when you show up. So I'll start with them and then you'll come in. So Uhtred and Kermit reach the greenhouse and they walk up to the front door and let themselves in. As they walk inside, they see Master Lurden. He appears to be looking over just some general plants. He's watering, taking some notes, and he looks over to you. He is a druid, and he looks over at you. Aye! Hello there. How you doing? You need some poison?
I need information about poison.
Well, what do you got, lad? It's been a long time since you've come and talked to old Lurden about poisoning people.
I know, right? I just shoot him these days.
It is a lot more clean, but the poison just gives you so much personal satisfaction to be able to watch them writhe in vain and not know where it came from.
Can't argue with that. It's good for those close situations.
It's a morale booster. It's something fun we do on the weekends. So, what poison do you need to know about? We got nightshade, cyanide.
Duskweed?
Duskweed you're talking about, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we don't grow any of it here. I've never grown any of it. We don't have the climate for it, to be honest. You can get it off the market, but it's very expensive.
But you can get it around here.
You can get it, but you can't get it from this greenhouse. I don't personally make it, and I don't teach how to make it. It's actually a very tedious process. It's a lot easier to use quick-acting poisons instead of ones that look like sicknesses most of the time. We're assassins, not necessarily hitmen. If you want it to look like an accident, there are far easier and less time-consuming ways to go about it.
If I were to get some, where would I go?
Well, the Thieves Guild usually has a pretty wide selection of various things. Or you can go directly to the source. They sell it all the time in the Firesound Wastes. That's where it grows.
I think we'll try the Thieves Guild first, but thank you.
All right, lad. And what does the big fellow want? Do you want something, sir?
Uhtred, speak politely to the nice man.
You just hear snoring coming from inside the helmet. Is he napping?
Quite possibly.
He goes up and just kind of pokes on the front visor of Uhtred's helmet like a fish tank, just waiting for a response.
Oi!
Oh, you're alive. Good. I was worried maybe you might have ingested one of my plants.
Paladin only speaks when he needs to.
It appears you also only move when you need to. But regardless, do you want any more information about your little anything, really? Anything involving poisons or plants?
You got any cactus juice?
Oh, you're talking about peyote. Hang on a second. And he kind of goes underneath this little counter and pulls out this chest. These are the ones that I keep around for fun. There's a stronger version we use to make people go berserk and kill other people, but this one in particular is a bit of a weak and strained. It just kind of drives your brain crazy.
You got hidden in the stash. Like all this little kid stuff.
Oh, you want the big guns, huh?
Go on.
He pulls out a bag of what appears to be green dragon and hands it to you. It's a pretty big bag. It's probably about a pound of it. And he has a couple more bags around that size that are in the chest that you can see. And he looks at it and says, that is what's called the ultimate hybrid, sir. Every strain of green dragon distilled into one insane clone that we then magically grew and harvested. You smoke that, you're going to be out for 24 hours.
This will do nicely.
There you go now, lad. Luckily, I have plenty more growing somewhere off in the woods where nobody's going to find it, and I still have 2 more pounds here in the chest, so you can keep that one for yourself. And as this transaction is happening, that's when Cham shows up to the greenhouse.
I'm just gonna look at them like,
Well, look, you finally decided to show his little whiskey face around here.
guys, getting the info.
Oh, we might have a lead, but we gotta see where it goes first.
All right. What you guys doing? Chop chop.
Well, let's go. We're going to the Thieves Guild then.
All right. So let's just go to
Let's go to Gregor.